Hello everyone, myself Sajja Tulasi Krishna, working as an assistant professor in CSC department of Vignans deemed to be University. Today we are going to learn about the concept of type conversion. So already you know about the type. What is the type here? Type means data type. So already you learned about the data types. So the type conversions are here we learned. How we will convert the one data type into another data type. First coming to the definition of the type conversion. So here the definition tells us one data type is converted into other data type is called conversion. So actually the type conversions are available in C are two types. One is implicit type conversion and other one is explicit type conversion. Two types of type conversions are available in C. So let us see first type conversion, that is implicit type conversion. So implicit type conversion means the data type, one type is converted into another data type automatically. So means which is automatically done by the compiler, not by the human person. So automatically the compiler converts. So compiler converts means it is at compile time. Okay. So now the compiler is compiled the program. During that compilation time automatically the type conversion may be done. So which type of conversions here? In case of implicit type conversion, the lower data type is converted into the higher data type. So that is possible by using the compiler. So here there is no manual interruption. So automatically the lower data type is converted into the higher data type during compilation time by the compiler. Here you observe that the hierarchy of the different data types. Already you learned all these data at the time of data types. So now coming to the integer. What is the size of integer here? 2 bytes. Very good. So what is the data type of long double? Yes, it is 10 bytes. Very good. So means the hierarchy present here is lower to higher. So now in implicit conversion we can easily convert the lower data type into higher data type by the compiler. See here. So from lower to higher we can convert. So this conversion is called widening. So means the lower data type is converted into the higher data type. So we can broaden our way. So that is called widening. So here you may observe a simple scenario. See here. Here I am having a 2 kg rice bag. So the bag having full of rice, which is the capacity is 2 kgs. Okay. So in another hand, I am having the capacity of 4 kgs rice bag. Can we transfer the content from this to this? What is the content is present in this bag? Rice. So how much content is present in this bag? 2 kgs. Okay. So now the content is transferred into the 4 kgs bag. Is it possible for us? Yes, we can transfer. So now the content is transferred from lower size to higher size. It is possible. So it is automatically done. So we can easily convert from 2 kgs bag to 4 kgs bag. So this is the present scenario done by the implicit type conversion. I hope you understand what is implicit type conversion. So now you can see one example. Now the x is of type integer which holds a value 30. See here in memory location, the memory location name is x. It occupies value 30. So in memory it occupies 2 bytes. So for this example, this is the memory location occupation. Okay. So coming to the next one. See here for float. So float y. So here float occupies how many bytes? 4 bytes. So 4 bytes of memory. The memory location named it as y. But here I didn't assign any value to the y. Still y is empty. Is it right? Yes. Now coming to the next statement. What is the next statement here I assigned? Y equals to x. Means the x value is assigned to y. Is it right? Means see here. One way the x is of integer type which is having 2 bytes of memory. The another way y is having 4 bytes of memory. So now what we are doing here, the smaller type of value is converted into the higher type. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. As per the example, so the lower type is converted into higher type automatically by the compiler. So now this is possible. Okay. So now see what is the x value here. After these 3 statements, after performing these 3, what is the x value? If suppose I am printing the x value like printf, the x is of type integer. So here I can use %d(x). So what is the x value printed here? Very good. 30. So simply it prints the value 30. Now see, already the x value is printed as 30. Okay. After that, what is the y value? So after this statement executed, what is the y value now? So now see, if I am printing the y value like this, so what is the control string here I am using? The y is belongs to float data type. So here I am using %f. So what value we want to print? Y value. So now what is the y value to be printed? 30 or 30.000000. Which one? Very good. 30.00000. So this value to be printed. Why? Because the 30 is first integer. It is converted into the float. So that's why the y value is printed like a float value, which is converted automatically by the compiler. Because the x value is lower type and the y value is higher type. So automatically the compiler itself converted the lower data type into the higher data type. So now see one more example. See here. So the first statement regards to header file. So coming to next statement, that is main statement. The actual program is starts from this statement only. So after that, see here. The variable a is declared under short type. So short occupies how much bytes? 1 byte. Good. So after that, one variable b which is declared under integer type. What is the size of integer? Very good, 2 bytes. So now short int having one value, that is 10. So now integer having one variable without any initialization, that is b. Now in the third case or third statement, what we are written here? B equals to a. So is it correct statement? Yes. So because a is the lower type which is having 1 byte. So b is the higher type, that is occupies 2 bytes. Now the short value is converted into the integer type. So it is possible. So now here I want to print a value as well as b value. So what are the values to be printed for a and b? Can you guess it? So what are the values? What is the a value here? 10. It printed as it is. So what is the b value now? So it is converted into integer. So the value is already 10. So the b value is also printed as 10. See here, the output is for a it is 10, for b it is 10. Okay. So now see the next scenario. In the previous scenario, see here, the short integer converted into the integer. So the same group, both are in integer type. But now the scenario is, the integer is converted into the float. So now, different type of data. Okay. So now see here, the a variable is of type integer which holds a value 10. So now another variable b, that is belongs to the another data type which is float. So now see, the lower data type is assigned to higher data type. So a is the lower data type, b is the higher data type. So now it is converted into lower to higher. So now I want to print both values, a and b. So now can you guess the values for a and b? What is the a value? Same value, because it is integer. So it prints a value as 10. Good. So now b value is of float type. So now the integer value is converted into float. So what is the value for b? Yes, correct. 10.000000. So that is the values for a and b. We can convert one data type into the another data type also. So now coming to the another example. So now here see, so in previous two cases we saw the all are group of numeric values. Okay. So now here it is the character type, it is the numeric type. How it will changes from one type of data to another type of data. So now see here, number is the variable which is of type integer which holds a value 13. That is integer data type. Now see the next variable c declared under character. Okay. So what is the character is initialized here? K. So that is character. Now see, one more variable I declared for summing up. Okay. So that is comes under the float. So this is next part. No need to worry about that. So now coming to this. See here. Now what I want to do here, the number variable and c variable are summing up. What is the number data type? Integer. What is the data type for c? Character. So is it possible to convert one data type into another data type, and which is loaded into another type? See here, this is the occupation of 1 byte. So now it is added to 2 bytes of data. Now all these are stored under the 4 bytes of data. So these two are lower types, no problem. These lower types are converted into higher type. Is it possible with implicit type conversion? Yes, it is possible. How it is, we will see. So what is the number here for number? 13, already declared. So now 13 plus, what is C here? Character K. So is K is added to integer 13 directly? No. So because the character C is converted into integer, because this is lower data type 1 byte, this is next higher data type 2 bytes. So it is converted into first a numeric value. So means the character K is converted into its ASCII value. What is the ASCII value for K? ASCII value for K. K's ASCII value is 107. I think so. Is it right? Can you check with it? Yes, it is 107. So that 107 is added to 13. So now what is the value here? 120. So that 120 is loaded into the sum. Okay. So what is the sum here? The sum is declared under float. Okay. So now what value to be printed? Can you guess it? What is the value to be printed for sum? The sum is float type. So already we are having the integer sum is 120, the right side. So that 120 integer value is converted into float value. So now the sum is printed as 120.000000. Is it right? Are you clear about the character conversion into integer conversion? So this is also the type of implicit type conversion. So now see, till now we discussed about the implicit type conversion. Okay, implicit type conversion is discussed. It is automatically converted into one type to another data type. So now we will see the next data type, explicit type conversion. Okay. So now see, the explicit type conversion is also called as typecasting. At the time of examination, they will ask about either explicit type conversion or typecasting. So no need to bother about these headings. So you have to present the same content for 2 questions. Okay, any one of these. So explicit type conversion is also called as typecasting. So now see, coming to the definition of this explicit type conversion, here also the data type is converted into another data type, but it is done by the programmer, not by the compiler. Whereas in implicit type conversion, the implicit type conversion, one data type is converted into another data type by the compiler automatically. But here in explicit type conversion, it is purely done by the programmer by using one of the operator, that is casting operator. So by using this casting operator, the conversion done by the programmer itself, not by the compiler. So this is done at the time of programming design, not at the time of compilation time. But whereas in implicit type conversion, the conversion is done at the compilation time by the compiler. But here, this type of conversion is done at the time of programming design by the programmer using casting operator. That is the difference. But in both cases, what is the common thing? The data type is converted into another data type. That is the common thing. Okay. So now see here, the higher data type is converted into the lower data type. In previous case, means implicit type conversion, the lower type is converted into the higher type. But in case of explicit type conversion, the higher type is converted into lower data type by the programmer, not by the compiler. Okay. So are you clear about this? Okay. So now see a small scenario regarding this. See here I am having a container with 2 liters of water. Liter of water. Okay. So the another bowl is containing the capacity of 1 liter. Okay. So what is here? One bowl with the capacity of 2 liter having the content as water. Okay. So the other side, the container having the capacity 1 liter. Now I want to transfer the content from 2 liter capacity or 2 liter content into the 1 liter bowl. Is it possible to convert, or is it possible to fit this content into this capacity content? Absolutely no. So if we try to fit this, what happened? The 1 liter is present in this content and remaining 1 liter is overflow and may lose the remaining content. Is it right or not? So means here some loss happened. Okay. So but in previous case there is no loss. Okay. So the same scenario is applicable to our explicit type conversion, because what happened there? The higher data type is converted into lower data type. What I am saying for explicit type conversion? The higher data type is transferred into lower data type. Like this example. Is it possible? So in regular scenario, it is not possible. But whereas in computer, so it is possible with casting, type casting. So how it will be, we will see now. Okay. So now see here, what is the syntax to hold this? So to hold this type casting, so this is the syntax we used to cast our data type from higher to lower. See here, data type which is enclosed in between parentheses. After that we will write our expression followed by a semicolon. So here what is data type? Data type means what we want to convert into. That is data type present here. So this expression is converted into what type of data? That is present about the data type. So here these two braces are called casting operator. Okay. So this is about syntax, how we use the casting operator. So now see here, already we saw this hierarchy. Already we saw about this hierarchy of data types. Okay, so in previous case, it is converted into lower to higher. So now the case is, it's convert from higher to lower. This is called narrowing, because the higher data type is converted into lower data type. Means the narrowing is happened here. So that's why it is called narrowing. So in implicit type conversion, what we are called there? From lower to higher, so it is called there as widening. Okay, so now it is called as narrowing. So now see the simple example like previous. The x is the variable which is containing the data type as float. So the value is 30. So now int y. So the value y is holded directly like this, y equals to x. So is it correct statement? Can I write here? Is it right? No, because the x is the float, higher data type, 4 bytes, right? The y is integer type, which is 2 bytes. So can I store the 4 bytes of data into 2 bytes of data? No. So if we try like this, compulsory data loss may happen. Okay, so the data loss may happen during this conversion. So without loss any data, we have to convert by using the typecasting operator. See here the typecasting operator. So now the x is converted into which type? Integer. Is it right? So what is actual x? Float. That is higher one. So the higher one is converted into the lower one, because here the storing value is in integer. So we are converting into integer first, then only the expression is assigned to your variable. Okay, so which is happened in explicit type conversion. So now what is the value for x here and what is the value for y here? Tell me. What is the value for x? What it will be printed? So the value of x is printed like previous. So means float value, the x value. So it is printed normally, the float value. Okay. So now what is the y value now? The y value is, the float value is converted into integer. So the y value is printed as 30. Okay. Now see here one example. So here one value, that is sum, is declared under integer and a value 17, and another variable count which is having the value 5. Next, another variable result holded by the data type double, which holds for the result value. Okay, no problem. Now what is the expression on right side? Sum by count. What is the sum having the value? 17. 17 division, what is the count value? 5. 17 division 5. First tell me what is the output from this expression. Already you learned about this at operators. Which operator it is? Do you know which operator? Arithmetic operator. Okay. So now tell me what is the output for the 17 division 5? 3.4. Is it right? 3.4. So in normal way, don't go for programming. In normal way, what is the output for this? 3.4. So now in this case, in our programming, Is it 3.4? No, absolutely, because these two are integers. Integer division leads a integer value, not a float value. Okay, so the integer division may leads a integer value like this. This is correct, this is not correct. Okay, so now see, these three, after the calculation of this expression, we may get a value 3. Now the result is declared under the double value. So what we expect the output for the result? What we expect the output for the result in this case? 3.000000. Is it actual value for the 17 division 5? What is the value any user may expect? Not the programmer. Any user, simple user, 17 divided by 5 means they may expect 3.4. But our programming leads to 3.00000. Is it right? So here data loss may occur. This is not the scenario. 0.4 is missed here, lost here, because of this operation. Okay, so this is overcome by using the explicit type conversion. See here. So first we convert one of the variable into double first. Okay, so now the sum is converted into a double value. Okay, so now what is the sum value here? 17. So now the 17 is converted as a double value first. Now it is division with, what is the value? A count value, that is integer. Okay, 5. So now here one float value, one integer value. Is it right? So one is higher one is lower one. So already we learned this happened automatically done by the compiler. So lower value is also converted into higher value. So it may gives the result as 3 point this one. Is it right? So now any data losses happened here? No. So easily the entire expression value, this is assigned to result. Now result stores the entire value. Now what is the output here? See here. So here there is no data loss because we are explicitly, means at the time of program we are using this casting operator, the programmer means ours only. So done the typecasting explicitly. So this is called explicit typecasting. So now it is the time to take some assignment questions. See here, define data type conversion and its types. So next, implicit type conversion with the example program. Give some examples to explain the implicit type conversion. So now next question is explicit type conversion with some examples. So you have to gone through all these assignment question for better understanding of the concept. Okay, thank you.